how to do it in a very positive way, right? Because previously I showed you the several cases where you need to the marking criteria, actually the marking criteria, right? Task1 marking criteria. You know what is your target and you know how to write it, right? So let's start by going through the first one, which this is a line graph, right? This is a line graph. All right, guys, this is a line graph. So in this line graph, you can see that is starting past and it continues up to present, future. So when you are writing writing this kind of case, you need to be pretty much careful because it will not let you to it will give you many troubles, right? It will give you many troubles. That's what I can tell you. When you are writing something from past and when it continuing up to present, when it continues up to present future, it's a very headache, right? Headache kind of thing to write, because you need to have a proper understanding about what the tense which you need to use for this. All right, anyway, before I'm going to talk about the tense, right? Before I'm going to talk about the tense, let's start the paraphrasing case of the question. Yeah, it should be written in present. The graph, if you say it's line graph, that's better. The line graph, right? Line graph. Now what you need to tell is you need to give a very standardized way which tells your reader that it represents some, right? It represents some. But I know that most of you guys are writing like this. The bar graph shows, the line graph shows. No, don't do that, right? Instead of show, just use depicts, right? Depicts. It's the formal way of writing. All right, it's a formal way. You need to understand that it's the formal way of writing, right? It's the formal way of writing. That's what you need to understand. All right, the formal way, guys. That's a formal way. So what you need to do is understand is you need to understand the difference between the formal language and the informal language. All right, because you are writing a report, right? I don't know whether you are going to accept that, but this is what we do. We are writing a report. So when we are writing a report, what we need to do is we need to give a proper we need to use proper words, right? We need to use proper words for this. You cannot just use something and tell that, okay, I'm done, right? Proper words should be used. All right, the line graph depicts, so you can see that it clearly gives the word changes. As there's no other word instead of changes, you need to you can use that, right? Depicts the changes in the birth, right, and death rates, right? The death rates in, right? Now we need to talk about the country settings, setting of the graph. New Zealand, right? New Zealand. All right, that's so you have directly given the time mark. Setting of your graph. It's the New Zealand. Now we are coming to the time frame, right? Now we are coming to the time frame. So what we need to use a preposition, right? We need to use a preposition from and it's 0.1, right? And now what you need to do is, you know that it goes to future, right? It goes to future, right? And predicts, predicts. It predicts something, right? It predicts something, and it predicts something, right? And it predicts the trend, right? Trend, predict the trend, all right? Predict the trend until so the end mark of the graph, right? You have paraphrased the graph, right? You have paraphrased the graph. Now what you need to do is, now we are talking about general cases, right? General or overview, right? Overview of the paragraph, overview of the graph, right? You can simply say between, right? Between, sorry, 1991, and you are directly coming to the present, right? Present time. Not talking about any kind of future activity. Another. Now we are talking about the margins, right? You can see that there is a margin, right? Up to this, right? That's the margin. All right. If you take 2001, you can see up to 2021, what is the highest? Birth rate is the highest, right? Birth rate is the highest. Birth rate becomes highest, right? Birth rate becomes the highest. Now what we need to do is, we need to tell it in a very direct. අපි දැන් එයා ගැන තමයි කතා කරන්නේ. ඇයි දැන් එතන කියලා තියන්නේ birth rate එක ගැන between. So we are directly taking the timeline from it, right? 2021, between 1901 and 2021. So we generate the birth rate. Oops. Birth rate is the highest. Yeah, it's true. It's the highest comparing with the death rates. Sorry, the death rate. So there you have given a general idea about, general overview about the graph. Normally what we can say is, normally birth rate is high and the death rate is low, right? Now what we need to say is, we need to talk about the future, and right, and it is forecasted, right? It is forecasted that the birth rate will slightly decline after 2021 and the death death rate will uh, will increase after 2041. So you have talked about the general law, right? You are now done about general law, right? Now we are coming to the specific parameters, right? Specific parameters. Now what we need to say is we need to talk about the peaks, right? Peaks of the birth and the loss of the peak of the birth and peak of the deaths, right? Peak of the uh, birth rates as well as the peak of the death rates. That's what we need to talk right now. Right, let's start. All right. According to the line graph, the BIR birth rate hit the peak in which year? Now we need to see. This is the peak. 1960s hit the peak, right? During 1966 with the amount of, so this is more than 100. It's beyond 100. So what you need to do is 60,000. This is how you need to write. Okay. This is how you need to write. All right. Now what we need to talk about is from this moment onwards to this moment, right? Now we need to talk about it, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm connecting the sentence, right? I'm connecting that sentence directly to my first one. After the peak, fluctuation trend could be seen. A fluctuation trend. Fluctuation can Venus, right? Fluctuation can Venus. It's changing, right? Fluctuation trend could be seen from 2021. Simply your turn, right? Now you need to tell that after that there's a decline, right? After 2021, a decrease. Decrease is could be, sorry, is predicted is predicted up to 2000, right? So you are done with the what? You are done with the death rates. Now you are coming to the sorry, previous was death rates, birth rates. Now you are coming to the death rates. So you can see a contrast information in deaths. In contrast, right? In contrast, the death rates, started around how much? Here, around 10,000. Sorry, right? Started around 10,000 and has increased. Now we need to say that it's a steady growth, right? Not a fluctuator, right? So we are using the word steady as a adjective, adverb, right? Increased steady. It's increased steadily till the present time. Present time එක වෙනකන් මේක steady අල්ල steadily. කියන්නේ වෙනස් නොවි steadily හෙමින් වැඩිලා. හරිද? And now we need to talk about the increase which can be seen after 2021. A massive increase is predicted. A massive increase is predicted from 21, right, till 2020, right? So now we have said that a massive increase, right? It has been shown, right? And now what we need to talk about is we need to tell the peak of it, death rate's peak, right? Where the peak can be seen in sorry, not can be, peak is predicted around 2061. Then peak එක වදින්නේ ඒකත් ඔන්න කි. හරිද? දැන් කියන්න ඕන it's gradually decline. After which a gradual decline is forecasted till right? So the word count is 141. I have another 9 to go. Now I'm coming to the end, right? Now I'm coming to the end. I have taken all the key components and now I'm at the end. right? So I'm using the word overall. Overall, the death rate will overtake the birth rate uh, in 2041 and LARGE large gap එක ලොකු gap එකක් පේන්න තියෙනවා, right? will be seen in the two levels. A huge gap between will be seen in the two levels till 2004 months, right? So 165 words you are done. You have 150 words to write this case, but only 15 words you have used 15 more words. It's not a matter, right? It's not a matter. Using 15 words is not a matter. So this is what you can do, right? I took only 15 minutes to write this while explaining, right? While explaining. So you need to identify the key components. If you have a line graph like this, what you need to do is you need to identify what you are writing, right? Or you need to identify them. Without identifying what you are going to write, don't write anything, right? Because definitely you are. So if you get something like this, what you need to do is, all right, what you need to do is you need to identify the peaks, right? Peaks mean වැඩි වෙන තැන් ටික, right? In every case මේක නම් දෙකයි තියෙන්නේ, මේක ඔයාට පේන්න ඕන, හරිද? ඔයාට මෙයා පේන්න ඕන, right? ඔයාට මෙයාත් පේන්න ඕන, හරිද? එතනින් එහා ඔයාට මෙන්න මෙයා පේන්නත් ඕන, ඔයාට මෙයා පේන්නත් ඕන, but as well as you need to write about this as a whole, right? You need to write it as a whole. This is what you need to do, right? This is how you need to write an answer for what? This is how you need to write an answer for your writing task 1 line graph, right? line graph වලට අපි උත්තර ලියන්න. හරිද? Now you have I have gone through another one. I'll go through another one because writing only one is not enough, right? So this is the second. The graph below shows the cinema attendance by age in Great Britain, right? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to talk about 4 cases, all right? Actually, you need to talk about 4 cases, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start talking about the general cases, right? Actually, first we need to talk about the we need to as according to your template. It's true that you need to write about you need to go through the paraphrasing case, but it's not pretty much, right? There's no rule stating that you need to follow the same procedure, right? You need to follow the same procedure. Or a procedure එකම බලන්න ඕන කියලා ඔයාලට ඔහේවත් කියලා නැහැ, right? So you can start from any place. Right? You can talk about the overalls. All right. You can talk about the overalls. No problem. No issues. Okay. You can talk about the overalls. Right? Or you can talk about the general cases. I mean, general. All right. You can talk about the general. I mean, paraphrasing. Right? Paraphrase කරලා පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාලට ඕක general law වලට පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? general overview එකකින් පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? ඕන පැත්තකින් ඔයාලට පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. You are not they cannot put limits to you. Right? They cannot put limits to you. All right? So it's your turn. All right? It's your turn to use it in a proper way. ඔයා දැනගන්න ඕන හරිද? ඔයා දැනගන්න ඕන ඔයා හරි turn එක පාවිච්චි කරන්න. හරි ක්‍රමය පාවිච්චි කරන එක it's up to you. Not up to me. Right? ඒක ඔයා දැනගන්න ඕන. ඔයා කොහොමද මේක පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ? කොහෙන්ද මේක ගහන්නේ? It's totally up to you to decide. All right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this. All right? I'm going to start this. Okay. දැන් ආපුවට මේක දාලා තියෙන මේක YouTube කියනවා YouTube එකෙන් ගන්න. Okay, now I'm coming to this answer. මම දැන් මේ answer එකටත් එනවා. මේකත් අපි ලියමු. ඊළඟට ඔයාලට දෙනවා එකක් ලියන්න ගෙදරදී. Right. So the line graph represents the information about the amount of people who visited, because it's already in past, so you cannot argue with it. So it's visited or visited cinema from 84 to 2000. Right? All right. You have paraphrased your question. And the next thing is by age. You need to talk about age. By age wise. Age wise can you age wise make a right? Now what you need to do is you need to tell in general what you can see. So in general, the information in the graph suggested suggested the graph suggested that there was a gradual development of the amount of people, right? Amount of the people who came to cinemas, right? Who came to cinemas. හැම සිනමා එකකටම ආවා කියන එක cinemas වලට ආපු cinemas development of the amount of the people who came to cinemas, in from the cinemas in all the age range. Yes. I'm age range right? I'm age range වැඩි වුණු පිරිස, right? I'm range වැඩි වුණු පිරිස. හරිද? වැඩි වුණු පිරිස කීයද කියන එක, right? මෙතන පැහැදිලිව පෙන්වනවා කියන එක තමයි අපි මෙතන කියලා දෙන්නේ. ඔන්න දුන්නා. හරිද? ඔන්න අපි කියන්න ඕන දේ කිව්වා. දැන් මේක past tense එකෙන්ම කියන්න ඕන නිසා කිව්වේ, right? Past tense එකෙන් යන නිසා තමයි කිව්වේ. So the line graph represents the information. Obviously it's in present, so you need to write that sentence in present tense. The line graph represents the information about the amount of people who visited cinema from 1984 to 2000 by age wise. In general, now we are coming to past. The information in the graph suggests that there was a gradual development of the amount of people who came to cinema in all age ranges. Right. Now you are okay. Right. Now we are coming to each and specific details. Right. Now I'm going to talk about the 1984s. Right. I'm going to talk about the 1984s. Since 1984s, right? Oops. 1984s. Cinema attendance, right? Cinema attendance has risen. What do you know? Considerably, right? Considerably across all the age groups. හැම age group එකම මේක වැඩි වුණා කියලා අපි දැන් කියනවා. හරිද? හැම age group එකම මේක වැඩි වෙනවා. හරිද? But what we need to do is the highest, right? But we need to talk about the highest. But a huge, right? Huge, loku, right? Huge, or you can say, but the grain, sorry. But there was a, let's say, huge increase in the age group of, sorry, GROUP, age group of what? 15 to 24. මගේ ලේසියට මම 15 to 24 කියලා ලිව්වා. හදයි. right? ඔයාලා එම ලියන්න එපා. ඒක ඔයාලට හානි දෙයක්, right? ඒ නිසා ඔයාලා මතක තියාගන්න, right? ඔයාලා හැමතිස්සෙම ඉලක්කමෙන්ම ලියන්න. 18ට අඩුවේ. right? දැන් අපිට පුළුවන් ඕන amount එකක් ලියන්න. හරිද? එක වැඩිවීම කීයද කියලා. percentage එක කීයකින්ද වැඩි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා අපිට ඕන කියන්න පුළුවන්. Let's assume like this. right? මම මෙහෙම ලියන්නම් ඒක. Which rose about 18%. right? 18%කින් වැඩි වීම. මම මේ හිතට එන එක කියන්නේ මේකේ තියෙන information නෙවෙයි. හරිද? ඔයාලා format එක විතරක් ඔළුවට දාගන්න. right? Negative information which rose are about for 18% in 1984 to 50%, right? 50% in 2000. වැඩි වීම ප්‍රතිශතය. හරිද? කොච්චර වැඩි වෙලාද කියන එක කියනවා. පටන් ගන්න 18 වලින් 18 කියලා කියන්න බෑ. 19 වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒ අතරමැද යන එක. ඒක වැඩි වීම මම කොච්චරද කියලා ඔයාලට කිව්වා. හරිද? Now what I need to say is that there's a fluctuation in it. So though the figures, right? Figures fluctuated, right? So the figures fluctuated between, right? Between 1990 to 1995. This age group could be considered as the top rankers වැඩිම කට්ටිය කියලා ඔය කිව්වේ top rankers comparing with the other age groups comparing with the other age groups. අනිත් age groups එක බලද්දි මේක තමයි top ඉන්නේ කියන එක තමයි දැන් ඒකත් මං කිව්වේ. හරිද? දැන් මං කියන්න ඕන අනිත් age groups ගැන මං දැන් එන්නවා. හරිද? දැන් මම ඊළඟට කියන්න පුළුවන් age group එක මගේ මේකට මම select කරගන්න. හරිද? 35 plus කියලා ගමුකෝ. Right. SUB subtle increase would be seen from the age group of 25. Oh, this is it. Jaram number this is it. 35 and plus. Sorry, 35, right? Yet, right? So not 25, 35 plus, and a minimum, a small development would be seen in that group, in that age group, right? In that age group, GROUP, then දානවා අපි amount එකක් දෙන්න ඕනනේ අපි 10% to 2% to 11%. වැඩි වීම ඔන්න එකක් කිව්වා. right? 2% to 11% කියලා ඔන්න කිව්වා. වැඩි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ මට්ටමින් කියලා මම දැන් ඔන්න කියලා ඉවරයි. right? ඔතන දැන් ඔය ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ එක age groups වලට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. මොකද අපි මේකේ අහුවෙන හැමදේම ලියන්නේ නැහැ. right? අපිට බෑ මේකේ අහුවන හැමදේම ලියන්න because we have a limited number of time as well as a limited word count. Here 131, right? So I have only how much left? 131 mean a small amount. So I need to come to the other cases also, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare and contrast the rest of the age groups in one sentence. The age age groups of 7 to 14 and 25 to 35 are the showed that are represent depicted a similar pattern of attendance, right? Similar pattern of attendance, which could be on similar pattern of attendance. Similar pattern පෙන්නනවා කියලාත් ඔන්න කියලා ඉවරයි. හරිද? ඔන්න දුන්නා කියන්න ඕනද සේරම දේවල් ටික දැන් කියලා ඉවරයි. right? අපි දැන් කියන්න ඕන අර උඩ දීපු එක අපි ආයි paraphrase කරමු. right? Overall, a development can be could be visible, right? Visible in the amount of cinema attendance from 1984 to 2000. මේකේ මේවා දීලා තියෙනවා කියලා තියෙනවා, right? While මම මේක lower එක විතරයි ලියන්නේ. While a small increase would be seen from the age group of 35 and over. Done. Answer is over. Answer එක ඉවරයි. ඔන්න answers දෙකක් මම දීලා තියෙනවා line graph තියෙන විදිය. Now this I forgot. And I wrote the answer for your homework, right? That's the pathetic guess I noticed after writing the answer. Okay, no worries. I'll give you another one, right? Oops, no, it's okay. I'll send that to you. All right, I'll send that to you later. Now I'm coming to the bar charts, right? Bar charts, the easiest charts, right? The easiest charts. මේක තමයි ලේසිම chart එක. හරිද? ලේසිම chart එකක් මේක. bar charts වලට උත්තර ලියන එක තරම් ලේසි එකක් නෑ මේක. හරිද? මොකද but what you need to do is before you write chart, what you need to do is try to imagine an imaginary line and see what is the situation of each column. Right? This is what you can see. Okay, now your next column. Right. Now, what you need to do is your next one. Hold on. There is sorry. So after you draw this, you can understand that there is a fluctuation. Right? Fluctuation එකක් නේද? මෙතන එකක් කොහොම යනවා? හරි. මේ දෙකක් පොඩ පොඩ එහා මෙහා වෙවි යනවා. So it's a fluctuation. Right? කළු පාට එකක් තියෙන කළු පාට ඒවා උඩින්ම ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා. So what we can see is that there's a fluctuation in this case. හරිද? Okay, right? Because it's the mandatory fact before you write an answer for this kind of case, because it will gives you a chance to see the hidden information, right? Hidden information in the task. Okay, now let's start. Right. And okay, yeah. Prof illustrate the amount of students, yeah, right. It's also past case. Now we are coming to the past. Who were studying different subjects at university level during 5 years of time. අවුරුදු 5ක් ඇතුළත කොච්චර ප්‍රමාණයක් ගිහිල්ලාද කියන එක තමයි මෙතන කියන්නේ. ඔන්න time frame එකක් දීමු. තමයි එකක් දුන්නා from, right, from ඔන්න ඔය විදිහට දුන්නා time frame එකක් දුන්නා. ඔන්න paraphrase කරලා ඉවර කරා ප්‍රශ්න. හරිද? Now what we need to do is we need to write the general overview of the case. අපි දැන් මේකේ general overview එක ලියන්න. හරිද? Now we are writing the general overview. Right? It's simple. Right? මම මේක ලියන්නම් මෙහෙම. According to the chart, right? According to the chart, some subjects became more popular over these 5 years, while the rest while the rest dropped dramatically comparing with the highest. Highest එක compare කරනකොට මොකද වෙලා තියන්නේ? highest එක compare කරනකොට වැඩේ අනිත්‍යව දරුණු කඩාවැටීමක් පෙන්නුම් කරනවා කියලා ඔන්න මං කියලා තියෙනවා. හරිද? ඔන්න general overview එකක් ලිව්වා paraphrase කරා. හරිද? Now I'm coming to specific details. හරිද? අපි දැන් කියනවා එක එක subjects කරා. Right? A slight increase depicted kara in the number of students who then අපි කියනවා මොනවද කියලා. Right? නැත්නම් who කියනත් ඕන number of students taking medicine, right? Medicine, sorry, medicine and dentistry, right? Dentistry. මේ දෙකේ පොඩි වැඩිවීමක් කියලා අපි ඔන්න කිව්වා. Right? ඔන්න amount එකක් දෙන්නම්. From just under 40,000 in 1996 and in nearly to 2001. හරිද? පොඩි ගානකින් වැඩි වෙලා කියලා කියනවා. පොඩි ගානකින් වැඩි වෙනවා. right? අපි එහෙම කියලා එක නවත්තුවා. නවත්තන්නට ඕන අපි කොමා කියන අනිත් එකත් මෙතට ගේන්න. හරිද? හරි. although there's reminded the least sorry reminded remain reminded again meeting remained as the least popular subject, right? Least popular subjects අඩුම popular subjects ටික කියලා කියන්නේ least popular subjects of the five. මේ පහම ගත්තාම least අඩුම කියලා කියනවා. හරිද? මම මේක කියලා තියෙනවා. right? හරි. දැන් එනවා biological science. The subject, subject, biological science, SCIENCE, answers, biological sciences. දැන් කියන්න ඕන මේකේ කොහොමද වැඩිවීම කියන එක තමයි කියන්න ඕන. හරිද? Biological sciences put forward past tense put my forward a steady increase over the 5 years of time. අවුරුදු පහේදී ස්ටඩි විදියට පෙන්නනවා. මෙන්න මෙයා ගැන කතා කරද්දී එයාගේ ස්ටඩි කියලා අපි කියනවා. හරිද? මෙයා ස්ටඩි කියලා ඉන්නේ. ඔන්න අපිට amount එකක් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. from 80,000 to 90,000. ඔන්න එකක් දුන්නා. amount එකකුත් දැන් දීලා තියෙනවා. හරිද? දැන් කියන අපිට sharp increase කියන්නේ. sharp increase. වැඩිපුරම increase එකක් තියෙන්නේ මොකේද කියලා අපි දැන් කියනවා. හරිද? while a sharp increase increase in the popularity of computer science would be seen comparing with the other subject. අනිත් subject එක වලදී මේක වැඩි කියලා ඔන්න කිව්වා. හරිද? දැන් මම කියනවා අනිත් එක. එහා පැත්තේකට එන්න. in contrast එකක් විදියට right slide decrease කියනකට වඩා අපි එක වෙනස් විදිහකට පාවිච්චි කරමු. decrease කියන එක දැන් මම උදේට පාවිච්චි කරා දකින්න ඔයාලටත් එපා වෙයි. ඒ නිසා මම මේක මෙහෙම පාවිච්චි කරා. slide 4. slide 4 there was a slide 4 in the number of students who studied physical sciences and engineering engineering technology. හරිද? engineering technology එකත් එක්ක මේක මෙහෙම වෙලා තියෙනවා කියලා කියනවා. හරිද? අපිට ඕන නම් මෙහෙම කියන්න පුළුවන්. Yet comparing with the other subjects අනිත් subject එක බලද්දී other subject computer science and engineering engineering technology remained as the two most popular subjects. Two most popular subjects in 2001. 2001 වලදී මේක තමයි popular කියලා තමයි. Right? ඔන්න දුන්නා උත්තරයක්. බාරග්‍රාෆ් එකකට 157කින් නවත්තගත්ත කොහොම හරි දත කාලය 157කින් නවත්තා. හරිද? දැන් ඔය උත්තරේ ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට්ස් ගහගත්ත කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා ගහගන්න. ඔයාලගේ වැඩේ තමයි මෙන්න මේ බාරග්‍රාෆ් එකට හරිද? මේ තියෙන බාරග්‍රාෆ් එකේ ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට් එකක් ගහගන්න. right? ඉස්සෙල්ලා මේකේ ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට් එකක් ගහගන්න YouTube එකේ බලන අය සහ අනිත් හැමෝම අද දවසේ ඔයාලගේ ගෙදර වැඩේ වෙන්නේ. හරිද? all of you. right? හැමෝගෙම ගෙදර වැඩේ වෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ බාර් ග්‍රාෆ් එක. හරිද? මේ බාර් ග්‍රාෆ් එකට උත්තරේ ලියලා ඔයාලා මට එවන්න ඕන. හරිද? You need to write the answer for this bar graph and you need to send it to me. හරිද? මෙන්න මේකයි අද ඔයාලගේ වැඩේ. right? so මම අද ඉවර කරා bar graph සහ මොකද line graph. ඔයාලට තව ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙනවා pie charts, processors, හරිද? pie charts, processors as well as maps. ඔය ටික තමයි ඔයාලට ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. තුනක් ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඔය තුන හෙට දවසේ මම ඉවර කරනවා. මේකේ උත්තරේ බලා ගන්න. හරිද? මේකේ උත්තරේ ගහ ගන්න පොත් එකක්. ඉන් පස්සේ කරන්න ඕන. මේකේ උත්තරේ ගහගත්තට පස්සේ ඔයාලා මෙන්න මේකේ ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට් එක ගහ ගන්න. මේ ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට් එක ඔයාලා මේ දිහා බලාගෙන මේ උත්තරේත් එක්ක සංසන්දනය කරගෙන මේකට මට උත්තරයක් ලියලා group එකට දාන්න. හරිද? මේකට මට උත්තරයක් ලියලා group එකට දාන්න. තේරුණා නේද? understood or not? තේරුණා නම් දාන්න. කියලා දීපු ටික තේරුණා නම් message එකක් දාන්න එච්චර මං ඉල්ලන්න. වෙන මුකුත්ම මං ඉල්ලන්නේ නැහැ. තේරුණාද නැද්ද ඔයාලට?
සර් කලින් බාර් ග්‍රාෆ් එකේ ආන්සර් එක පෙන්වන්න පුළුවන්ද?
කලින් බාර් ග්‍රාෆ් එකේ ආන්සර් එක. right. okay. හරි. හරිද පුතේ?
හරි සර්, thank you sir.
okay, you're welcome. right, now it's your turn to write this at home. right, it's your turn to write this at home and you need to send this answer to me within tomorrow. right, within tomorrow. හෙට දවසේ ඔයාලා මම මේ ආන්සර් එක ලියලා මට දෙන්න ඕනේ. හෙට දවසේ ඔයාලට ඉවර කරනවා ඇකඩමික් කරන අයට bar graph එක ඉවරයි, pie charts, line maps and process කියන වර්ග තුන. right, ඇකඩමික් කරන අයට අනිද්දා නිවාඩුයි, හරිද? අනිද්දා නිවාඩුයි, ඊට පස්සේ අනිද්දා එන්න ඕන ජෙනරල් කරන අය විතරයි ඔයාලගේ ජෙනරල් කරන යාළුවෝ ඉන්න ඕන කියන්න එයාලට එන්න කියන්න ලෙටර්ස් ලියන හැටි වර්ග තුනත් එක කියලා දෙන්නම් ඒකත් ඉවර කරන්න right එහෙනම් මට ඔක කරලා හෙට දවසේ දාන්න ඕනේ හෙට දවසේ charts වර්ග තුනක් ඉවර කරනවා මම එතනින් ඔයාලගේ graph ඉවරයි ඊට පස්සේ letters වලට අපි එන්නේ අනිත් පැත්තට right okay එහෙනම් මම අදට ගිහින් එන්නම් good night හැමෝටම මේක මට කරලා හෙට දවසේ දාන්න හිටපු අය say right it's a mandatory fact for all of you හරිද හැමෝම මේක ලියන්න මේකේ ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට් එකක් ගහගන්න මේ ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට් එක